Hey everybody, today we're going to be talking about a really super quick, easy, fast, fun way to get a quick psychic yes or no. It's going to be awesome. I know that a lot of people don't trust their intuition, or when they get into making a decision, they kind of lose sight of using their intuition. And so, what I wanted to do is give you my kind of fun way to get you there. And this is for questions that are easy yes and no's. I wouldn't suggest doing anything like this with a life or death situation because we always get worried. But I definitely want to give you my method for really kind of honing in and using this to just figure stuff out, figure yourself out. My name's Danielle MacKinnon, and I'm going to be talking about this that I do in my everyday life. I actually use it a lot. And so I thought sharing this method with you would be a good way to go about it. If you know somebody who has trouble making decisions, if you know somebody who doesn't, basically trust themselves to make decisions, this is going to be a really fun way to help them. So please share the video, please like the video. The more likes it gets, the more shares that happen, the more people get to learn my goofy method for for getting a quick psychic yes or no. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to everybody saying and see what they're saying as we're starting. So we've got Jody saying good afternoon. We've got Lana saying good morning. We have Lorena speaking in French, and unfortunately, I don't know French. So I can't really do much about that one. All right. So what I'd like to do is actually, I'll put this up. Let me get rid of this, and I'll put up what we're actually doing today, because that's always super helpful, right? How to get a quick psychic yes or no. So guys, hi Tracy. What I want you to do is tell me what prevents you, what gets in the way from you, hi Heather, from you getting a quick psychic yes or no. What stops you from being able to use your intuition to actually hone in and go, yeah, my intuition is saying this is a yes. So oh, look at this craziness of my hair. I'm going to do this whole video. It's going to bug me the whole time. So please write in the comments, what prevents you from getting yes or no psychically easy? So we're going to go first to Rose, and guys, please continue typing in the comments. And she says, hi, I'm backwards, or my ego is enormous. How do I get it out of the way? So Rose, thank you for saying, Tracy, that you love my hair. We're just going to have this hair the whole day today. So Rose is saying that she feels like it's her ego getting in the way. And Rose, what I think you're saying is that by ego, you mean it's your desire, it's the thing you want it to be, versus, and Rose, feel free to clarify. You're saying that your ego means you want it to be a certain answer. You think it might be you, the person, versus the intuition giving you the answer. Please clarify. Guys, love that you're commenting on my hair. Thank you. But come on. Okay. So Sylvie says hi from work. All right. Sandy says, let me put this up. Brain starts balancing options. So what gets in the way for you, Sandy, is that you start ignoring the intuition and going, well, is it this? Is it this? Is it this? Is it this? You go through the whole analysis thing. Yeah, I know that one well. Ignore the intuition and start looking at only the logic. And really, when we're trying to get a quick psychic yes or no, we're really using the intuitive side of ourselves. But in normal life, we want to have a balance between the intuitive side of ourselves and the logical side of ourselves. So we're going to go to, where are we going to go now? Tracy, who is saying, I sometimes just have trouble trusting what happens if I'm wrong. That's a great one. Connie says, I overthink everything. Yeah. Welcome to my world. I'm super psychic, right? I trust it. I do trust. And yet sometimes I overthink it as well. And Jody says trusting is a big one too. Oh, we've got Rose clarifying. Rose says, correct. My ego thinks we know everything, but we kind of don't. I overthink it amazingly. Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of crazy. All right. So it looks like what the majority of people are saying is that they don't trust the yes or no, or they overthink and analyze. Lori is summing that up beautifully. I overthink and analyze. And then Heather says, I don't always trust myself. I am too logical. Heather, it's good to see you here. So Heather is just about to become one of my practitioners, like literally like a few weeks away. And that's a big deal. So Heather is about to become one of my certified practitioners. You know, she's a professional in animal communication. And yet here's somebody who's amazingly intuitive and still doesn't always trust it. That's not a problem specific to Heather. That's a problem specific to all of us. Everybody who's intuitive goes through these problems, these challenges. So here's one that nobody's brought up yet. Marie Ellison says, grief and other strong emotions block her from being able to trust her intuition, her yes and her no, and what her guides are telling us. That's a very common one. And I'm going to talk about that. We're going to start, oh my God. We're going to start there. So when somebody is in grief, in depression, sadness, overwhelm, chaos, when they're not in that type of calm, clear space, or when they're in the middle of the whole grieving process, what happens is our vibration lowers. We connect into lower icky energy. And it's actually much harder to hear, see, feel, know, smell, taste the intuitive data that's coming into us. So yeah, Anna, that's a really big and super smart that you brought it up. A really big one that grief can definitely hold you back from being able to connect in intuitively. So, oh, I love it. Please send me hearts and little thumbs uppies. And 2 people have sent me faces. Jerry and someone else have sent me faces with tongues out. Thank you. I don't know what it means, but thank you. So, all right. What we're going to do then is, since we're talking about how to get a quick psychic yes or no, we're going to go into my first piece on that. There's really 2 steps to getting a quick psychic yes or no. And the reason there's 2 steps is because of the first thing that everybody brought up. Oh, Jerry says she's just laughing with me. Okay, thank you. And so the first, you have to put yourself in the right place, in the right emotion, in the right energy to be able to get the quick psychic yes or no. So for example, if I'm worried, if I'm concerned, if I'm distracted, and I'm not fully present and focusing to get the intuitive psychic yes or no, I'm not going to be able to actually clue into the information to be able to trust what's going on. So the first step is my very favorite thing. Very favorite thing, of which a lot of us have been doing a lot of lately, which is manage your energy. I know you guys are like, no, I want the technique. I know you want the technique. And I'm going to teach you the technique in like 3 minutes. But managing your energy is the first thing you need to do in order to make sure you're properly ready. It's like you're buttering the pan, right? You got to put the butter down in order to cook the pancake. Granted, I don't eat pancakes, but still, I kind of miss pancakes. So managing your energy is the first piece in bringing yourself into the state where you have to be in order to be able to get the quick psychic yes or no. So, I'm getting distracted by you guys. I love all the reactions and the smileys and the comments you're doing. This is awesome. So manage your energy. I'm going to go through an easy one right now, but in Be Open, my community, there's videos on managing your energy. We've got webinars. We've got tons of stuff. And in fact, like coming up soon, I'm going to teach a whole clearing technique, which will be really cool as well. If you want to learn more about Be Open, you can just type Be Open into the comments and you can get a 7-day free trial. But here's the thing. What we're going to do is we're going to do a little quick and easy energy management. It's just so that we can do the quick yes or no psychic tool. All right, so here we go. The first step to getting a quick psychic yes or no is to manage your energy. This is the thing I'm going to show you right here. I've shown you before. It's the easiest, it's the fastest, and it's the most basic, meaning it's the one that you can do most easily on the fly and not look like a crazy person. It's simply belly breathing. So what it is just put your hand on your belly. You inhale through your nose. You exhale through your mouth. But when you do that, you inhale through your nose and you fill your belly and expand your ribs. When you exhale through your mouth, you empty your belly. For those of you who are sensitive, who are in chaos, who are nervous, right? For those of you who are have anxiety, you probably are used to breathing in and filling up here. So your inhale looks like, but this is not what we're doing. I'm going to do it properly right now. I'm going to inhale through my nose and I'm going to expand my belly. Exhale through my mouth and release my belly. So notice you can see me, but my chest is not moving. Rose says, why don't you eat pancakes? I don't eat pancakes because I don't eat grains. It's a way of keeping myself clear. I don't eat grains. It's a type of energy management for me. So when you do the energy management, we're going to do it for real now. I'm going to have you go through 3 breaths with me. So here we go. Put your hands on your belly. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Again, inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. And do it 2 more times and I'm just going to sit here and let you go. Okay. Now just take a moment to notice. Jessica says actually, that's pretty cool. Take a moment to notice how you feel. Notice the air around you is quieter. Notice everything's calmed. I even feel better because I did it too. So notice how you feel. If you feel better, if you feel calmer, slower, quieter, it's worked. Now from here, you're now primed and ready to do the next step, which is the tool I'm going to teach you. Jessica says about this energy management tool, the simple energy management tool was a game changer for me when I learned it. Yeah, it was for me too. Because I was like, I always breathed up here because I had panic and anxiety and I dealt with depression and all of those things threw me into a really challenging state that I was in all the time until I learned energy management. So now we're going to start actually working on the technique. It's going to take me a moment to teach you this technique, but I want to, it's really easy, but it's weird. So when I teach animal communication, one of the things that I teach is that it's all about intention. People will worry, well, how do I know I'm connecting with the right animal? How do I know I didn't misdial, right? Because I say we're going to connect with so-and-so animal. Everybody closes their eyes, they set their intention, and we connect with that animal to communicate intuitively. This is how all of the intuitive stuff works throughout the whole world, right? I mean, what we set out to do is what our energy follows. It's the same thing. The law of attraction teaches like attracts like. Where we hold our vibration is what comes into us. So it's the same idea that when I want to connect with a certain animal psychically, all I have to do is set my intention, hold the energy. I'm going to connect with this animal psychically. Sorry, this is still bothering me. So same idea here. Our energy follows our intention, our real intention. So that's why you can't be distracted. That's why you have to manage your energy first in order to get this quick psychic yes or no, because you need to be focused, clear, and grounded. So here's what we're going to do. What you're going to do is these are the tools that you're going to use to get the quick psychic yes or no. Now, I was going to do a different technique, but I realized I'm doing this on a webinar and this is the better one to demonstrate. There are tons of cool ways to do it, but this is the easy one to show you. So if everything intuitively works through intention, then I can simply intend for things to work a certain way for me in getting a yes or no answer, and they are going to work that certain way. So here's what I mean. I'm going to intend that my left hand represents yes. And I'm going to intend that my right hand represents no. Okay, so if I close my eyes, when I close my eyes, all right, this is yes, this is no. That's what they are for me. I'm just intending this. So I want you to take a moment and do the same thing. And by that, I mean, choose which hand is going to represent your yes and which hand is going to represent your no. You might want to choose left for yes and right for no just for the webinar so that we're not getting goofed up and you're not being confused when I'm saying what I'm saying. And so now you're going to close your eyes and send the idea of yes to your left hand, and then send the idea of no to your right hand. That's it. You don't have to use any special technique. You don't have to say a prayer. You don't have to do anything other than have done your energy management so you're clear, you're calm, you're grounded, and then send that intention, that idea, that energy, however you want to view it, to each hand. Now, we're going to ask a question. And this is the crazy thing. We have to ask the question the right way so that it can be a question that has a simple yes or no answer. So for example, for me, the question I would ask would be, is it for my greatest and highest good to take my dog Tuka for a walk this afternoon? It's a very specific question. So I want you to take a moment and think of a question that you're going to ask. Something, we're not doing deep, big, heavy questions here. It could be, is it for my greatest and highest good to go to the grocery store today? Is it, I want something in the question that you ask, make it simple, because you have to get used to doing this before you start getting bigger and bigger with your questions. So think of your question. I'll give you a moment. Your question could also be, is it for my greatest and highest good to spend $10 on blah, blah, blah today? Whatever it is. Is it for my greatest and highest good to join Danielle's Be Open community? Right? Whatever you want to ask. Okay, so now you set your intention for your left hand being yes, for your right hand being no. It's really important, as you've decided on your question, that you say, is it for my greatest and highest good? Okay. And the reason for that is that lends clarity to the question. Saying, should I? Well, should I based on what? Should I based on my pocketbook? Should I based on the weather? Should, what? Who knows what should means? It's not specific enough. So is it for my greatest and highest good to blah, 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 blah. So now just take a moment and you're going to think the question to your intuition, to your guides, to spirit, to the universe, to your angels, whoever it is that you call on. So you're going to think your question. I would suggest closing your eyes and then sit there for a minute. Now you can't see. I actually have my hands down here, but you hold your hands out like this, gently, lightly. I don't want your hands on your lap. Don't want your hands on the desk, on the chair. They need to be free. Ask the question inside your head and then take a moment to notice what differences occur in your hands. Now, this is a big deal. It's just notice what happens in your hands and what happens in each hand. So I'm going to give you a moment to do that. And when you feel like you've noticed differences, please do like a heart or a thumbs up so I know, oh, they're going up. People are finishing this up. So like it or heart it, whatever that is. You're going to notice something going on in one hand versus the other hand. And I'm not asking you at this point in time to interpret that. All I want you to do is notice differences. Okay, the reactions are starting to come in. Keep them coming. I've seen a few go by. I want a few more before I move on. Now, as you guys are finishing up and reacting, I'm going to give you an example of some of the things that you could be feeling. Sometimes a hand will get warmer, cooler, tingly, lighter, sparks. You feel like sparks going off, heavy, pain, all different types of things. Okay, cool. I think we've got quite, yay, you guys are doing your likes. Thank you. So now I know enough of you have done it. So here's what I want you to do. Will you guys start typing in what you noticed in your left hand versus your right hand? What did you feel? What did you sense? Another thing that can happen is maybe you don't feel anything, but suddenly you're like so aware of your right hand. That counts as well. So start typing in what this, I love Ramon that you love it, but tell me what happened. Tell me what happened for the hand tool. So start typing in the experience of the difference between the two. So Francois et Steve Morin, I don't have a French accent, says heavier. Cool. Lori says heavier, warmer, tingly. Somebody else says my yes is cold and tingly, tingling left hand, surge of energy flowing into left hand. Left hand became more tinglier. Rose says, at first my left hand tingled greatly, but once I started doing it your way, my left hand stopped in the lane and my right started twitching. I was sure that it was my left hand that was the answer until I overthought it with my right hand. Yeah. Right hand felt heavier, tingling, pulsing. Left hand felt heavy. And oh my God, there's so many. Okay. So clearly, you guys are having differences in your hands, which is awesome. Now, here's how to interpret it, because you do have to like kind of figure out what's going on here. So for Rose who said, well, it was my left hand and then I started thinking about it, went with my right hand, you know then that it's your left hand. It's where it first happens. Go with the first thing that happens. If nothing happened if only something happened in one hand, there's the answer for you. Now, it could be that something happens in both hands. That's always a possibility. So you want to go with the thing where the sensation, the feeling, or whatever it was stronger and bigger. Like both of mine could get tingly, but my left is really super extra tingly, and it also got really cold. So does anybody want to share? We have to finish up in a minute, but does anybody want to share what they received, what question they asked and what answer they came up with? And were you surprised by that? Because, Cher says left thumb was twitching. Yeah, that totally counts. Twitching, sparks, all of these things are different ways to know. But as you guys are writing in your experience, did your answer make sense? As you guys are writing your experience, I feel like it's important to say that this is why it was so important to do the energy management in the beginning, right? Because you have to be calm, clear, in the zone in order to be present so that you can notice what happens. Now, here's another thing I'm going to say. As you're doing this, I would not suggest asking one question, having this be yes and this be no, and asking another question, having this be no and this be yes. Try to keep it the same way each time, because the more you do it and the more you keep your intention the same, the easier it becomes for your energy to show up in a more clear way each time. Does it make sense? Cool. All right. So we just used the hand tool. This is what it's called. That was what we were doing, the hand tool. And so your 2 steps are energy management and then use the hand tool. Do not just go and use the hand tool if you haven't done your energy management. So Well, I'm gonna actually, Jerry, who's one of my practitioners, just brought up a good thing. I asked if it was in my greatest and highest good to work out today. I got a no, which is counterintuitive to what I feel I should do. However, I have a slight injury in my leg, so I really shouldn't get on a treadmill right now. So no is good. Yeah. Also, Jerry, all that should in there. That should word, even though you're not using it in your question, it's definitely can lead to convoluted thoughts in general. So it makes sense to me that you got to know. It seemed counterintuitive, but you didn't really want to anyway because of what was going on. So yeah, Jerry's saying LOL. All right. And Francois says, I was asking if I should start preparing my dog's food, raw food, and it said yes. So Francois, what I'm going to say about that is I would just go back, do it again, and make sure you used, is it for my greatest and highest good, etc., rather than that word should. Guys, stay away from the dreaded should. It doesn't work well for getting intuitive information to be clear. All right. So that was our time today. We do stuff like this and Be Open all the time. If you want to come and play, type Be Open in the comments and you can get the 7-day trial and free trial and Be Open and come play with us. Jody's in there. Jerry's in there. Who else is in there? There's quite a few people. Christine Honeck is in there. Patricia's in there. Jerry and Patricia are both practitioners and they're in there as experts giving awesome help and advice. Sylvie's in there. And there's a lot of people. I love that so many people from Be Open like to come and play here in these. So that's it. That's all. And Jan has said, Be Open. Yay. Thanks for saying Be Open. So you can get your 7-day free trial. That's it. I'll see you soon. I'll see you next week. We're doing something cool next week. All right. Bye, guys. Bye, Janet.